Hello! Hi there! It's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for finding some time in your busy day to join me for a very special live stream. Yes, Janet Cage, officially announced in the trailer. Although we did know since October 2023 that Janet Cage would be appearing in place of Johnny Cage as a cameo fighter for Mortal Kombat 1. So this isn't really news. This is all sort of things that we've known before, but it feels like people are waking up. Yes, get woke. Jack says get woke. Yes, you need to get woke too. You need to see that Mortal Kombat 1, instead of prioritizing game modes or fully tested and properly functioning things to do in the game, like I post the glitches. Do you guys not see the glitches? I see the glitches all the time. I don't know what people are doing inside of their copy of Mortal Kombat 1, but I come across all tons of glitches. They prioritize pandering to a marginalized groups under the rainbow umbrella, and Lord help me. I think, I might fool some of you, because you don't know who or what I am. I am also part of the rainbow. So don't be coming at me calling me phobic or this phobic or that phobic. Boy, girl, sit down. I was the one fighting for your rights, your equal rights to get married. But it seems really forced into the video games of the modern era. There is consistently a focus on making everything ugly. I love representation, but why does that representation have to be ugly? Did we need Janet Cage to be also on the hit list of ugly characters? We've got Mania, we've got Lee Men, we've got Sasquatchra, but now on top of that, we've also got Transit Cage. Not Transit Cage. And when I say it, I mean cousin it. Because she is shaped like, well, let's just pull up the picture. We have the picture. Now, I feel it's totally okay. This is a fictional character. We can talk about how beautiful or not beautiful these characters or designs or costumes can be. People get their panties in a twist, all knotted up when we talk about people's faces. But we can see across the roster, all of the characters on the roster are puffy. Look how puffy she look. So these are older renditions of Janet Cage appearing from game files that have been in the game since day one. Oh, I just chose the ugliest. Are you kidding me? This picture has been around for a long time. I did not choose this picture. It is what it is. People are upset. No, don't call me phobic because I show a picture. Isn't this stunning beauty? Yikes. And then I'm so, perplexed as to how Janet Cage has garnered a fan following. And she has super beautiful fan art. How is this happening? SD sucking dicks. So someone's out there sucking dicks and making pictures of Janet Cage. And what bothers me about this rendition of Janet Cage is that, what is this texture? Was this an artifact? An artifact? Because she got blackheads for days around her nose. What is this? So why do we have these ugly ass characters? This is the problem. I don't care if it's trans woman or guy. They're ugly. This is what we got. A woman with no shapes, no curves. Looking like a surfboard, flat and broad and long. This is what we're getting. Flat, broad, long body, no shape. little like rolled up socks in the bra, perhaps. So I think that they have made some tweakments. You know, maybe she got some fillers, put on a little bit of makeup. Because this rendition of Janet Cage prior was au naturel, no makeup. You can tell. So here for the trailer with Peacemaker, now she's got a little bit of eyeshadow, a little bit of a lip, you know, darker eyebrows, still with the ponytail, looking, given very boy. Just boy with makeup. You know, some boys like makeup. Why not? But this is giving very boy. So when you have a character that is named Janet, which is traditionally a female name, and it's looking like boy, is this not trans? It's not even up for debate. Like, I saw on Twitter foolishness, because I wanted to do a little Googling. I wanted to see what people on Twitter are saying. So people are, like, in debate. Like, they're, like, asking the question, they made it trans. Well, first off, babes, any gender bend, it's by definition trans. Go into Pornhub and type in gender bend, see what you'll find. But that's how you know it's trans, by the way. So this gender bend is totally trans. And the unfortunate thing is that while we are getting the first representation of trans in Mortal Kombat, why isn't it beautiful? Like, it's adhering to very modern standards of what trans beauty is. We can talk about the characters, for sure. The characters are what's motivating it. But I feel like when you compare it even to things where Street Fighter 6 and Tekken, they also have trans. Look at Eternity. Eternity's not ugly. Right? Eternity's got a muscle for days. This is like one of those non-binaries or something. I think. I'm uncertain. And I'm still trying to learn and understand how all of their thinking works, even though I don't agree with it. I'm trying to understand it. So yes, this non-binary, I think, blue-haired, giving very boy body but sounds like female. I like Eternity. I actually really like Eternity in Street Fighter 6. I like the concept of Janet Cage. I do not like the execution. So what you've got here is definitely pandering, trying to get brownie points with the modern audience. I always bring up this quote. This is important. Read it. Let's see what you guys are saying. Duwan, hello, Just Drew, and everyone else who never leaves likes. Yeah, leave a like or not, leave a dislike. If you're not gonna leave a like, just go. Like, why are you here? I don't care about YouTube fame. I laugh at that. What on earth does YouTube fame mean? Surely there's more other important things in life. So leave a like or go. Because I'm trying to make this video to be, you know, fair and balanced and analyze why is it that we're getting characters like Janet Cage. Yfax, Lil Stoner, Shadowless. It's, oh, well, hello, Shadowless. Is it T800? Ask questions for yourself. I encourage all of you, with whatever you watch, ask questions. Is it true? Just ask questions. Not Freud. Hello. Shadowless, lol. Okay. Okay. Buffy the Barbie. Hello. Lil Stoner. They tried to make her not look so cavemanish. I think that's why she got, like, the makeover. Like, she's wearing light makeup now, and her face is slightly different. Less puffy, but still mask. Like, she's got jaw chins that are giving very boy with, you know, some makeup. I don't get it. What's T on G? Oh my word. Why does she look like Cammy combined? Oh my god. Okay, I don't think that she looks. I think a lot of people hate on Stephanie Brownback for being trans. Yes, yeah, I guess you're entitled to your opinion. I hate on Stephanie Brownback because she's not doing her job. I find all these glitches indicating to me that people in quality are not doing quality testing. Do your job, right? I don't think the blame should be placed at Stephanie Brownback's feet for why we have this character, though. And we're going to get into it. But wait. Drago, I thank you for your efforts for MK11. Thank you. Lucky Towers, I like them too much. That was years ago. Very helpful. Aw, thank you, Drago. Yes, I enjoy MK11, and I'm probably going to go back to it. Let's see how fast we can get through Season 4, because I like to get through games quickly. Put the turbo controller on, then blow through everything. Not that I'm blowing things, but I'm trying to get through it as quick as possible, and then maybe go back to MK11. Would be nice to play Combat League there. I mean, Combat League is meh in MK1, but I guess I like MK11 because the girls look like girls and the dudes look like dudes. So yes, here we've got whatever this is. But I do think it's important to keep in mind that a lot of the design decisions that are going on with games are driven by the fact that the key demographic is under 30. They are not interested in the opinions or desires or income of those above the age of 30. Because them little children are bossy nowadays, and they'll just take whatever money they want and spend it. And they will buy and purchase things that make themselves feel good. According to reports, here we've got Glad Gaming. If you're not familiar with Glad, they're like a pro-gay advocacy group. And they have determined that 1 in 5 of every Gen Z is in the rainbow, is in the Wi-Fi password, the alphabet mafia. They are part of that. And Glad is advocating for video games. This is the case for LGBTQ inclusion in games, and they want more inclusion, saying currently they're around 17% gamers, and that they want more gays in games. I'm pretty sure there's only 2% currently in modern titles, and they want that number higher in terms of LGBT representation. Definitely the standard is being set by other games like Street Fighter, Tekken, not Tekken 8, but Tekken previously with Tekken 7, and Leo, with Leo being such a questionable character. There are these trans-coded characters that they can go, hey, this is where we are including these marginalized groups. Give us brownie points. Give us social credit points. Give us your dollars because we're pandering properly, right? This is what they're doing. So Ed Boon is more so the one to consider when it comes to character design. There is a project lead, but it's Ed Boon and the story director who get together and decide what is going on with the roster. So this is an article from Playboy. I have referenced this many times, but it seems like people are still not aware. Ed Boon is, I would say, slightly gay. He says here, it made more sense to have them dressed, especially if they're going to be in combat. They're being women. They want women covered up. The question was, if you do a side-by-side comparison, MK9 to MK11, there's less visible skin. So he's telling Playboy he wants women more covered up. I don't know how many people wear a bikini to fight. Like, insert African meme why are you gay? Like, why are you gay, Ed Boon? Like, why don't you like a female in a bikini? What is the issue here? If you want to blame anyone for this kind of stuff, it's Ed Boon, because he aligns with all of the corporate politics that WB and NRS currently push out. He's in charge of it. He loves it. And the people that he hires to work with him are also part of the hive mind. Taking a look at Dominic Cianciolo, I always call him out. He's responsible for the story and character design alongside Ed Boon. They set the big picture. The whole roster, whether it's cameo fighters or the main roster, Ed always starts with a group of characters that he wants to do. Then he talks with me. When you hear the people in charge tell you what's happening, what they do, believe them. This is from Dominic interview with Comic Book Reader, CBR, Cock and Ball Render. I don't know what CBR stands for, but you can read the article for yourself. The whole thing is very interesting, and we have made videos about things like this. But don't ever forget who's in charge. You can get fooled and blinded with hype, thinking that Stephanie Brownback is responsible for a character, but you can read it in black and white. Right? I hope you can read. It says here, then he talks with me. It's Ed and Dominic deciding the whole roster. They decide the roster. They design what's happening. Who do you think chose Janet Cage? Ed, Dominic? The fault, the blame lies at the feet of the developers. Primarily Ed Boon. People don't want to accept it. But that is the truth. Also, why are you gay? Why don't you like a bikini? Ed Boon, what's wrong with a bikini? So yes, do recommend that you read those two articles, because those are very telling. If you want to know who made the decision. Yeah, definitely. But you can also see why this decision is being made. If the competitors are also having all of this pandering, and the advocacy groups are calling for more pandering, and the corporate politics are all about ESG, DEI, forced inclusion, then of course we're going to have these really basic and ugly characters coming our way. And unfortunately, the games are no longer being sought as a fantasy, as a form of escape. That's how it used to be for old people. You know, you face the hardship of life, and then you come here, and you're like, okay, well, let me see the jiggle physics. But then, no, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who are they appealing to? They're appealing to a certain demographic. I have here a picture of Leah Thomas. If people are saying that Stephanie Miss Brownback looks like this one, I think this is giving more athletic physique, whereas Stephanie's physique gives like old granny. So I really do think the face might have been modeled after a female form and then been morphed into more masculine features, a la Leah Thomas. I definitely get more Leah Thomas vibes from put a little lipstick and some eyeshadow, call her Janet. Oh yeah, I also have here this article. Even the pop-ups are fucking gay. Everything's just gay now. You have to accept it. You have another picture here of Leah Thomas looking quite butch and more developed, broad and tall compared to the actual ladies who came in second and third in her swim competition. Winning trophy for the 500 freestyle as second place finisher Emma Wayant and third place finisher Erica Sullivan. Yeah, so you can see like the difference between female, male, and you can also see the difference or the similarity between Janet and the kind of body that you see on Leah. Yeah. Because, yeah. Yeah. Really strong upper arm muscles. Really gives butch feelings. But yeah, I'm not saying that this is directly Leah inspiring Janet, but it is an indication that this is the audience that they are trying to attract to the game. They want people of this demographic who like this kind of idea, where Leah Thomas is winning #1 in the women's swim competition. Yes. Yes. It's also part of this kind of indoctrination that children are being taught in schools about this rainbow umbrella. I have not learned all of this because I'm old. But if you are younger, this is what children are watching on their TikToks. So I have here a little clippy explaining.
Wait, you're trans? I thought you were non-binary. Well, technically non-binary is under the trans umbrella, so... Oh, so what exactly is trans then? Trans is basically anybody that doesn't identify with the sex that they were born with. Oh, I see. But not all non-binary people identify with the term trans, so it just depends on the person.
I'm confused. Okay, so I'm confused. Wait, non-binary is under the trans umbrella, but non-binary is also not trans? Now I'm confused. I don't get it. Until they add NB to the Wi-Fi password, I'm not sure about them.
So it's a bit more broad, like an umbrella. Umbrella. Wait, you're...
All I know is Rihanna umbrella. Ella, A. Yes, that's all I know. I don't know this one, though. So this is different. So Gen Z, Gen Alpha, who is it? This is Gen Z. This is Gen Alpha. Guess my pronouns. Isn't this beautiful? This is why we have Janet Cage. If you didn't know. Detox finally shared a scenario with Madonna. Ooh, wow, she's tall. Would you mind share your opinion about new character Peacemaker? I've already done that, Draco. It's in the MK1 Peacemaker trailer. False advertising. Ed Boon's just mad he doesn't look good in a bikini. Worst part is the pre-release purchase that they said it was Johnny, then changed it for Janet. That's a scam. Yeah, it's called a bait and switch or a catfish when you think you're talking to a nice girl on the internet and then you meet them and it's just like old grandpa. Guess my pronouns. So this is what's being shown to children. This is what children are believing, and video games are not meant for older people because older people realize there's more to life than video games. Hopefully, maybe some younger people realize that too. But younger people are looking for validation of their gender identity within video games. That's one of the reasons why Glad Gaming is calling for more LGBT wait, I forgot the Q. Inclusion in games. Yeah, it's sad. But this is trying to teach children what to do. I can't believe it.
What are hormone blockers and how do they affect your body? Well,
okay, like the tongue is white. You're supposed to brush the tongue. Get that crap off of there. The reason why I say this is for children is because this individual is talking like so. I have never talked like that, have I? I scream, I go, ah. But like, I don't talk like that, do I?
Hormone blockers are a series of injections and or an implant that you can have put in your arm.
Not the implant in your arm. I went to school for pharmaceutics, and the fact that people are talking about implanting hormones and steroids in your body, it's wild because there are so many long-term effects of that. They're talking about it so casually, a lifelong decision at the age of a child.
That temporarily pauses puberty.
Not temporarily, but you're right, temporary. Can we spell?
What do you mean?
No, we can't. Temporarily. Ew.
Temporarily pauses puberty. For people assigned male at birth, puberty blockers will decrease facial hair and body hair growth, prevent your voice from getting deeper, and will limit eggplant growth. And
Teehee will shrink your dick. Teehee.
for people assigned female at birth, hormone blockers will prevent boobie growth and getting your period. No more periods.
Why is that so enjoyable? That's like supposed to be like your natural rhythm. Getting rid of it, like that's what grannies do. Is that why Stephanie Brownback has adopted an old granny aesthetic? Questions. Always ask the questions. But this is so strange because these have long-term consequences on these children. Forced sterilization in some cases. You're never going to get that big eggplant if you suddenly stop taking your steroids. This is not good.
Hey! However, once you stop taking puberty blockers, your body will then go in.
Not that you're gonna get a big wing when you're 25 years old. No, babes. 25 years old and you didn't have your puberty, you're stuck like that. Too bad.
Into puberty, and that's why it's only temporary.
Damn, this girl. I hope I don't giggle like her. Scary. Very scary. So I don't get it. I really don't get it. That we're sort of glorifying this kind of inclusion within our video game because they're all puffy. All of the women are puffy. All of the men are puffy. All of them are looking like individuals like this because they're on the same hormone treatments. It's wild. It's wild. And I wish if we had a trans character in Mortal Kombat, like, why does it have to be Janet Cage? Why can't it be a beautiful trans? Like, I don't know, Candace Kane, not Caitlyn Jenner. But, you know, give me beauty, like the Miss Thai, the Thailand woman who became owner of Miss Universe. She is also trans. There's a lot of beautiful trans out there. This is trans? I'm not reading that as trans. Okay, so we've got here another one.
And I've had
and I think like this is wild because I think people don't want to see the consequences of what they're pandering to. LGB, sexual orientation. T, gender identity. Now, but it was also a lifelong medical condition to live with. It was called gender dysphoria, but now anyone can just say, my feelings are hurt, and call themselves whatever they want. But this is the consequence of this. So it says here, I had my second sex reassignment surgery revision. Wow.
I had my second SRS revision surgery.
I am getting a second surgery.
I had a few complications, bleedings, infections.
I've had complications and I've had a hard time.
I did have some complications and I did have some,
Aren't all of these women more beautiful than Janet? Why don't they give Janet full paint? Or give Janet... Oh, this is feminine facial surgery. Feminization facial surgery. Why didn't they give that to Janet?
concerns that not everybody deals with.
I thought it would make me happier, and initially it did. Was that worth the constant issues I've had? The dilation I have to do for the rest of my life.
I'm having the worst time with dilation.
I was experiencing a little bit of dehiscence, which is basically when you are so swollen that the sutures that they put start to rip open. It was as bad as it sounds.
I had trouble urinating. I kind of walked around with it for a year before I seeked help.
So I can't continue. That's a bit much. But really, the information is out there. People don't want to see the information, but instead we are glorifying it in Mortal Kombat 1 because that suits Ed Boon and his personal politics. Okay, wonderful, crazy, very, very crazy. So I think we have a better understanding of who made the decision. Ed Boon definitely made the decision with Dominic Cianciolo, according to this article interview from CBR. We also have an idea of why they're doing this. They're doing it to keep up with the rest of the industry that is also pandering by having trans characters. They're also doing it because the demographic that they're chasing after is definitely the Gen Zs who believe in this idea of trans non-binary hormone blockers, puberty blockers. This is what they're teaching children in school. I know this because we have covered this before here on the channel. But there is a lot going on out there that they are trying to appease to. But we haven't answered how are they doing this. Of course, you can include just Janet Cage and be like, well, that's your inclusion. But it goes much deeper than that. So I have an article here from a place called Sausage Roll. It's not, I don't think this is satire, but it says here, Naughty Dog made female characters less feminine to be trans-friendly. So if 1 in 5 of your key demographic is LGBT, you must pander to them because you need those dollars. It makes sense from a business perspective. But how do you really achieve meaningful pandering, not to the people who are old, because we apparently are not the key demo. It's only the young people. You got to make them ugly. This is how they do it. They make all of the women ugly so that you will be more accepting of the trans character. And they're not going to give you a beautiful trans character. They're going to give you a trans character that looks like Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Great. Great. So let's take a look at this article. Now, I am accessing it through the Wayback Machine. Because, unfortunately, they took down their article because some people don't got balls. If you ever come across something that's been deleted, it meant that person's balls shriveled up and they couldn't stand behind their word. I've not taken down none of my videos. People get offended, but I'm gonna talk what I believe. You're free to believe whatever you want. For sure. So this is a trans character from Last of Us 2 developed by Naughty Dog. And to sort of soften people up to the idea of having trans Abby in Last of Us 2, they allegedly made all of the other women ugly. So there was a Sony leak, Naughty Dog leak, where people got to see what was happening with Last of Us 2, and during that time, there was reportedly a source that gave more information on the situation. Maybe this is why they took down the article. Maybe the source turned out to be not truthful. but it's a very interesting theory or reason or how they accomplish trans inclusion in these games. So it says here, the leak confirms some extremely divisive and partisan plot devices. And now many former fans are washing their hands of what many are describing is a clear political agenda. I don't think there's any like debate about clear political agenda. That's not a debate. Just type in WBESG. Oops, that's not right. WBESG. Yeah, first result. Warner Brothers Discovery, Environmental, Social, and Governance. You will understand their corporate philosophies when you read it. It's not like it's hiding. It's right there. There's no theory about it. But anyways, going back to this. Being pushed by Neil Druckmann and the new writers at Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog built their reputation upon the success of Uncharted. Amy Hennig, a developer, left there, but she provided information that the lesbian relationship between two female protagonists from Uncharted wasn't confirmed in the game, albeit strongly hinted at in J.K. Rowling after-the-fact fashion in a tweet from Naughty Dog later. So these characters that are somewhat questionable, it seems like they're taking the same route with Uncharted that they took with MKX and Kung Jin. Include these questionable characters where you then have to clarify later on through a tweet, that these characters are in fact lesbians or these characters are in fact homosexuals. Okay, so yes, it also says here, Last of Us Left Behind, which featured the lesbian romance between two underage teen girls. Hennig may not have entirely agreed to the whole gender politics narrative, and that might have been the reason why she was fired. So it seems like there is the possibility that if you do go against the corporate philosophy, you will get fired. And NRS is very much stricter with their adoptions of personal politics, corporate politics. So this is Joe Biden. He is the Democrat leader for the U.S. president. Yes. I follow only developers and other related personalities for Mortal Kombat. If you check out who in my following list that I follow, who follows Joe Biden? Okay, well, you'll see Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa. Okay, whatever. He's in Hollywood. He can do whatever he wants. Jonathan Anderson. Oh my god, it's Jandy. Matt Pearson, senior environment artist. John Tobias. I know this is why I laugh at people saying John Tobias is going to be the answer. Look, he's part of this. He likes the philosophy of Jandy, Matt Pearson, Derek Ertzik, Dominic Cianciolo. All of these developers all have the same mindset because it's baked in when you read things like WBESG. You have to be of a mindset to be part of the company. Wow, the stock prices are down. I checked the stock prices. They have gone down since that quarterly earnings report. It's down. So wild. And there were some people let go from NRS in between MK11 and MK1. Whether they were fired or left, I don't know. But one of my favorite character artists, he left, and he was responsible for everything I liked in MK11. All of the sexy costumes. Okay, so this is like an anonymous source who worked at Naughty Dog. They said, their team is very much divided on the game, and even voicing your concerns on its story will upset certain individuals, and it usually results in said person being called closed-minded or even phobic or some such nonsense. Some people literally have to bite their tongues or fear losing their jobs, even careers, to an outrage mob. It seems, though, that the inclusion of LGBTQ in the last Naughty Dog games was not enough to appease the activists who were working at Naughty Dog. What? So I don't know how much I guess if the environment at NRS is really, you can see there's like no room for disagreement, I can imagine, at NRS. If everyone is so politically aligned too with real world politics in a certain camp, seems like there's no room for dissenting opinion. Definitely not with how WB does things like their guiding principles. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's always important. Like, you gotta see what is written. This information isn't hard to find. You can see for yourself that the guiding principles at WB are to intentionally be inclusional. So I guess a lot of the people who work at NRS, either they grow to like it or they like it. Wow. Okay. For me, it's not a question of should she be here. It's a question of should she be this ugly. That is the question. Because I don't mind the idea of Janet Cage. And if they want to do gender bends have been done before, long time ago, as you can see with Leo from Tekken. But the question is, why is she so ugly? So I think we got a better answer here as to why she's so ugly. So this is the lady who appears as the model. She is the model for Abby. She is also a trans woman. So this is the real trans woman. And then this is the character. Like, they made her ugly. Why? Why did they do this with everyone? This new gang is more diverse than the surrogate father and daughter cisgender duo. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're calling people cis. Ellie and Dina specifically have been remodeled to look less feminine. It even seems as if Ellie has completely changed since they first revealed her, LOL. It's not about the sexual objectification of women, he explained. So this is the source at Naughty Dog. Women, like men, come in all shapes and sizes. To say that having big, busty women is unrealistic is untrue. He added, this is only true for trans people. A trans woman can't naturally grow large breasts, and not all trans people can afford implants. If you see a game where the women are a little less curvy, it's not because the game designers are worried about receiving backlash for sexualizing women. It's because they are worried about offending the trans community. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? And I mean, when you put it in the context of things like the GLAAD report, where they say that they need more gender identity, more sexual orientation from characters within video games, it seems like this is the advocacy groups want it, like the consumer groups want it, the corporate groups want it, the video games want it. So if it's gonna be there, it's gonna be there. But can't they just be pretty? Can't they just be pretty? No, we don't get that. From a design standpoint, this is a really challenging problem. I've had many board meetings about how to tackle this. Trans people want realistic representation in our games, but they feel excluded if they are represented as too masculine or too feminine. That's why you will see a lot of designers nerfing the female form, so to speak, so that the difference between trans women and cis women is a little less noticeable. So this is all alleged, but it makes for an interesting explanation of how they're easing consumers who may be opposed to trans or whatever by making everyone just ugly. Nerf the female form. Not nerf the female form. Guys, 42 of you here. Can we get 42 likes? Or you'll get nerfed. Swish, all the pandering is just really sad. Nobody can write good stories anymore. Just recycle and pander, recycle and pander. I know, right? And the fact that they want to have a trans character, but they don't give her a story? She has no story. So we're supposed to applaud for it? No, thank you. I also don't find okay. Some are better than others in the group, but NRS has been making females less attractive every game to varying degrees. Yes, I feel in MK11 they covered up the ladies with like bikinis. That's what they did. But underneath, if they were put in the right outfit, you could see all sorts of nice things. But here in MK1, there's nothing nice to see, which is so sad. Yes, click that like. 42 of you here. Leave a like or get out. That character looks like Greta Thunberg. How dare you? Isn't that what she says? And the character isn't even trans. Oh no. Chameleon is non-binary. Oh yeah, all of the non-binary, what's trans, what's non-binary, that it's confusing. Naper, I must be very close-minded. They should send me to do a class for them. LOL, Naper, love it. No, you're not close-minded. I think you're realistic. People don't like hearing reality. People don't like facing reality. People want to instead throw around words like phobic. But we should ask the questions of like, why is she here? How did she get here? Who is responsible for this? And I think we've sort of answered some of those questions. We know that Ed Boon, Dominic Gianciolo, definitely responsible primarily for the character and cameo roster. You could also, say that the DEI hires of NRS, that whole group of them, because it's not just, I don't even want to say her name. It's not just Stephanie Brownback. Oh no, the Alphabet Mafia is coming after me. But it's the whole entire culture within NRS that is also asking for it. And then on top of it, you have like the advocacy groups who are asking for it. Everyone's asking for it. But the way that they implement it is just so piss poor. It's just an obvious cash grab, which is sad. So really wild that they're like nerfing the female form. MK has the worst looking females, even males, to be honest. There was already trans in the game before Janet. This is more in our faces. I would love to know who was trans before. Chameleon? Okay, so you think Chameleon is trans? I don't know. I thought she was like the girl version of Chameleon with a C. I didn't know that she was the trans version. Since when was... Because, like, if you think about, like... whatchamacallit? Ermac. Like, if you think of, like, Lady Ermac, you would think of, like, Scarlet. But Scarlet isn't exactly Lady Ermac. She's her own character. All we want to do is simply play a game, not to be taught morals and ethics by our games. It's virtue signaling, all in the name of $1. Trying to appeal to that Gen Z audience who has the dollars for the video games. That's who they really want to go after. Why can't we have beautiful trans characters? Do they think all gamers are green and blue hairs and fuglies? Not the green and blue hairs. Yeah, they think we're really fugly. It is insulting. And their attempt to make Melina and Tanya a thing is insulting too. I agree. I totally agree. We've made videos about this. I think some people are brand new. If you really need to know, like, just look. I've made lots of videos about Janet, how they have failed with their pandering. The pandering is the insulting thing. Because they take beautiful things and make them ugly, all in preparation for us to just bend over and take it from Janet? Icky, no. Icky. icky, no, please, no. Okay, so yeah, really crazy what this article kind of explains about in terms of Abby being a trans female hero, trans lesbian relationship. Crazy. Wow. Crazy. Oh my god, not 4chan leaks. The veracity of this article is in question. I did pull it out from Wayback Machine. The place is called Sausage Roll. But I think it presents an interesting idea of how they're doing this by making everyone ugly, like Manya, Lee Men. We're just gonna be taking it. So, pulling up pictures here, though, about Last of Us. If that's supposed to be Abby, that looks very manly. Is that Abby? Abby is looking very manly. But why didn't they just make her cute? It seems like they're making her cute for the TV show. Wow. Wow. Okay. Sure. So they made her really butch. Yeah, I can see why some people would call that trans. But it's definitely a more masculine presenting lady. Here we've got, I guess, some controversy. They did say that the Last of Us little girl was based on Ellen Page. And Ellen Page never liked being compared to this young girl from Last of Us. However, Ellen Page is also, like, now a dude. Now Elliot Page. So Elliot Page, the Last of Us controversy explained. LOL. I love it. There is controversy here. So they wanted to have him, Elliot, be involved with the TV show Last of Us, but now that Elliot is a trans man, it would be problematic for the trans man to play the butch-looking girl, which is then, like, questionable. Like, why not just have him, like, if the actor is good for the role, let him do it. Yeah, I don't know. It's all crazy. All crazy. Furthermore, Paige is 36 and far too old to play 14-year-old Ellie. You know, they've had old people play young teenagers before. I think it's possible. Trans age is a thing that's coming next. If they're doing all of this trans, like if you can go from Ellen to Elliot. Elliot is giving me, like, that's the thing. They look sickly. Like, I wish I could help them. It's giving me sick Ellen DeGeneres. You don't look healthy. I don't like these bangs either. There's just a lot of things to not like. So, yeah, I think definitely we understand better why these things are happening. Now, I think there is delusion out there. Please avoid places like Twitter, like Reddit. I showed you previously that people talking about Janet are being labeled as phobic on Twitter. Just don't go. But there is, like, craziness, I think, about this Johnny Cage cameo situation. We were straight up lied to. It was false advertising that they provided to us prior to release that cameo would be Johnny Cage. Now, it is Janet Cage, and it's been that way since October. Like, that's not news. People talking about it on Reddit are talking so stupidly, like 4 days ago. Like, how didn't you know this? How didn't you know this? This tells me that you're not an informed consumer. Insane. But, okay. They did it because they didn't want to spoil Janet as a cameo in the story. Whereas when I say that Ed Boon and Dominic Giangiolo is responsible for the roster, and that's because it comes from an article with Dominic Giangiolo saying so, like, that's fact. But when you're on Reddit and you're saying they did it because they didn't want to spoil Janet as a cameo in the story mode, why? Whose dick are you sucking at NRS that this becomes fact? There's just a lot of, like, people talking as though they know 100% something or why something is without doing, like, research. Like, we've gone through a lot of things here. We've got the Glad Gaming report. We've got this questionable article from Sausage Roll. We've got this article here from CBR. We've got other points of references from other things in the industry. We've also got the corporate philosophies that you can see for yourself. Champion inclusion at all costs, because this is what's going to pander to our Gen Z demographic that we're trying to go after. The Gen Z, the Gen Alphas, they're all voting Biden, so we all gotta vote Biden too. It's wild. It's a hive mindset that people are getting trapped into, and what we're seeing, like, is it's not communism, it's capitalism. That's what it is, and that's what, you know, it kills me, because the little children, they're like, oh, we need equity, we need redistribution of wealth. Well, trust and believe David Zaslav is not sharing his money with you, but instead you're spending your money only on products that pander to you in a meaningless way by giving us ugly creatures that look like this. And it's sad. It's sad because so many people who are older, who don't do the research, who don't know what's going on, they're just going to get sucked into it and think, okay, yeah, girls, this is what girls look like. Ask questions. Always ask questions. I think that's important. Once again, the question is not, should she be here? It's, should she be this ugly? That is the question. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Please, if you really enjoy the type of stuff that we do here, please consider joining the Jaded Bunny family. You guys help keep me alive here on this YouTube. Would not be here were it not for my brothers and sisters, because ad revenue don't give me shit. So please do join. You get all of my glitches, my secrets. You get family-only PvP, birthday sing-song. All of the wildest things will come true for you. Wildest dreams will come true. So please do join. Much love to Snoopy. Oh my god, Snoopy's here. Hey, Snoop. Love you, brother. If you want to talk about something on X, ask about graphic artists. Okay, I just avoid the X altogether. I don't use it. Not for me. Think Havoc is trying to turn our world into Chaos Realm. He has the hourglass. Sometimes it feels like we're in opposite worlds. But yeah, maybe. Arby's, not Arby's. That's the thing, though. Arby's character in game was not trans, just the actress playing her. Okay, I see, just true. I have no idea. I've never played the game. Also, I don't really like the little girly that they took to, for her. Like, she's a little spooky. She was in Game of Thrones. I meant Tanya and Lee May. Chameleon could be as well. Okay. Why don't we just have stick figures in games? Then you can't insult anyone. Oh no. Why they think by promotion trans in games will help anything exactly. There are better ways to do that. I agree, Sorcerer. Why can't she be pretty? Why can't everyone on the roster be pretty? That's the thing. Everyone getting hit in the face with the ugly stick. When you hear this, alleged alleged source from Naughty Dog saying things like this, it sort of answers questions. All the MK ladies on steroids. How Janet Cage even alive? Yes. Great questions, my friends. Kara, yay. Hey there, sister. Angel, oh my god. Hey, tell your husband I said hello. Ed Boon has gone soft to ruin his beloved Mortal Kombat franchise. Yeah. You know, I think, like, there could be hope. Maybe. Maybe not in this game. But there needs to definitely be more beauty incorporated into these games. For myself, I find it so hard to play with the characters if I can't enjoy them. However, it seems like what the corporates are thinking is that they want the characters to look like the people that they're targeting. Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Yeah. The pink haireds, the green haireds, the they thems. Like this one telling us, yes, let's take puberty blockers. Oh my word. Lovely puberty blockers. I don't mean to be funny, but normal women can't grow large breasts. It's genetic, and no one can say for sure that the lady will have them or not. Right. Very true. When this silly little channel makes money, I will reinvest into the YouTubers I like. Aw, thank you, neighbor. LOL. Crazy. Elliot is cute. Do you prefer Elliot to Ellen? I don't know which one I like more. So weird. so weird. So yes, would love to know what you guys are thinking about Janet. Please keep conversations civil. That would be nice. Please no calling people phobic or anything like that. I think it's important to ask questions. But yes, I'm praying for all of you to just be having a lovely time until tomorrow's Combat Cast. We'll be back for another live stream then. But please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.